Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start because I don't want to waste anybody's time. For most of everybody here should know this is Brittany Hitch. And the fact that Brittany Hitch is here talking to 19 of us is literally like the most insane thing ever. If you've ever done network marketing before, you know that this does not happen in any other companies. Like the very top of the leadership, she's the top third earner in the company, guys. She's like big dog, but she's taking time out of her night to come and chat with 19 of us. And so that's a really big deal. I'm so excited. I'm honored that she's here. And I know that we're all going to learn so much from her. If you don't know her story, she joined 13 months ago, 14 months ago. Her family was broke. She knew she needed a change. She jumped into Q Sciences, and 14 months later, she is the top third earner in the company, making more money than you can even imagine, making in a year, in a month. Okay. I've seen her paychecks. They are insane. And she's the reason that I joined. She's the one who holds my hand and who picks up the phone for me. And now I want her to come and chat with you guys. Brittany, do you want to go ahead and take the floor?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to come hang out with you guys. Honestly, it's such like a privilege to me that I get to partner with Alexi and Brittany and you guys. This company, as you probably already know, it's so special. The culture is so special. In my previous company, never could I ever get access to top leaders, and I was actually one of the top 3 ranks in the company, and even still, I mean, wouldn't be able to get other top leaders time. And so one thing that I've learned is that the way a compensation plan is written determines the behavior of the field. So our compensation plan allows for top leaders to reach down to the bottom and help the newest person win. So you guys, you matter. Everyone matters, because when you win, everyone wins. And it creates this really special culture. So you guys have incredible leadership here on this team. Alexi and Brittany and so many of you guys are just amazing. You're in the right place at the right time. And I was actually just looking through some fun stats. You guys are kicking butt. Like, hello. I mean, Britt hit elite last month. Alexi hit bronze. This team is moving mountains. Allison Welker, executive in 30 days. What the heck? Like, that's huge. What was that? If that's Christmas cash, that's $1,005 in your first month. That's so huge. Lily Morgan, executive in 30 days. I hope you're so proud of yourself, because that is a really big deal. Madison Kano, executive. So huge, girl. I see you. I love your Christmas tree. It's so cute. Congratulations. Michelle Lang, executive. You guys, these are huge promotions. Huge. Do you know that the average person in network marketing will only ever bring in 1.4 people? No, obviously, we're not going to bring in half a person, but like that's the average in their whole career, like 1 to 2 people. And so many of you are so far past that in such a short period of time. I think I already said Michelle Lang, executive, absolutely incredible. Rebecca Cool, pro, 2 ranks. Georgiana Snyder, I loved your testimony you shared on that call we did. Pro. I hope that I didn't miss any. And I love that we can celebrate these and shout them out. And I want to add some perspective, right? So, you guys, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not what this is about. A lot of people come in and they're so inspired by my story. And yes, it's amazing and it shows what's possible, but it's not the norm. So first of all, let's just kind of scrap that standard if that's what's in your head, because it's not normal. Like, I'm still a little bit in awe of it because it just doesn't happen. I think for me, it boiled down to working 24/7 and then just a lot of like favor from God, timing, just things. I don't even know what it was, but it's not the norm. Okay. So I want you to have long-term vision. I want you to think if this would be worth it to you, if you knew it was going to take you 3 years to hit gold, 3 years. If you knew that you were going to get a $96,000 a year raise for staying consistent for 3 years, would that be worth it? You've seen a lot of fast success here in this company and on my team. And yes, it's awesome. but it's not the norm. And to hold yourself to a standard like that is just going to, it's just going to cause you to crumble. So there are several leaders on my team that I am so excited about. And maybe you hear about the fast success stories more often because they're like shocking. But there is a leader on my team. You guys might know her, Megan Robb. She does amazing reels. You guys, it took her a year to hit bronze. A year. And to some people, that's fast. To some people, that's slow. To some people, it's right on track. But she wasn't like bronze overnight, like some of these stories that you compare yourself to. But you want to know what? What if she would have quit because she didn't hit bronze overnight? Then she would have never hit bronze. But you want to know why she was able to hit bronze in a year? $1,700 a month. Did you guys know that bronze, the bronze position, is the top 1% in the entire industry? Alexi, you are in the top 1% of the entire network marketing industry. Brittany, you are just about there. 1%. Like, that is huge. She is now in the top 1%, bringing in an extra $1,700 a month for her family because she stayed consistent. That girl, she got so close to her goals so many months, but didn't quite make it. It would have been so easy just to scrap it and be like, well, that was a good run. I didn't get rich overnight. But she stayed consistent and she showed up every day with a good attitude, and she hit bronze in a year. Her sponsor, Cassidy Cecil, I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. Freaking adore her. Cassidy hit silver in a year. She also does amazing reels. They're like my favorite reels queens. Cassidy hit silver in a year. And again, she got so close to silver so many months. There was one month, I think she missed it by like 12 orders, like so close. And she showed up consistently every single day, regardless of how she felt, because it was worth it. So I think the first thing that you guys need to do is ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? There's this awesome, Lexi, have you shared the penny training that Jake did? Okay, that training is so powerful. He did that, I think, my first month in this business. And when I saw that training and saw the president share that, that to me was like, whoa, this is so different to be learning this from someone like him. But that training, as cliche as it might feel, it's so true. You do not know when you're going to find that penny. But if you stop digging, you're definitely not going to find that penny. I'm not sure if you guys have heard how I found Jenna Tomer, but it's one of my favorite stories. And if you've heard it, I'm sorry, I'm going to share it again because it should make you really excited because you are literally so close to a Jenna Tomer, you don't even realize it. So I did not know Jenna when I started Q. Didn't know her, never talked to her, didn't even know who she was. I had an Instagram friend named Jackie. Do you guys have Instagram friends? Instagram friends that you kind of just talk to and you keep up with, but you've never met in real life and you don't know if you'll ever meet them in real life, but you're Instagram friends? Good. Go meet some more. So I had this Instagram friend named Jackie. And Jackie was in a company. I was in my old company. We would buy from each other and support each other. We would text and talk life and marriage and kids. She was like one of my like great friends. Never met her before. Then when I came to Q, something about it really resonated with her. And she was like, Britt, I think I should do this with you. And I was like, yes, come do this with me. That would be so fun. So she jumped in. And a couple days later, she was like, you know who we need? I was like, who? She's like, we need my girl, Jenna. I was like, who's Jenna? She's like, we need Jenna. So she went to Jenna and she said, Jenna, I don't know, like, I don't think you're looking for something else right now, but you have to meet my friend Brittany. Like she reminds me a lot of you. She's done some amazing things in this business in a short period of time. You just have to meet her. Like, please just like give her a few minutes of your time, just hear her out, see if this is something you'd want to talk about. And Jenna was like, really did not want to. She was very reluctant, but because she loved Jackie, she was like, sure, I'll say hi. I'll talk to her. So in the meantime, Jackie sent Jenna the comp plan video. You guys, think of how excited you, okay, raise your hand if when you were in the process of joining Q, someone sent you a comp plan video to learn about it. Okay, just about all of you. Raise your hand if when you watched that video, you were like, Like, what? So blown away, right? It's mind blowing. Okay. So when Jenna watched the comp plan video, she remembers exactly where she was. She was driving and listening to it. And she was like, wait, you only need two people, like two people to start? What, like set pay? Infinite levels deep? Like what in the world? And she had always told herself she wasn't looking for something else, but she had always told herself that if she found a company with this timing that we have, that she could align with, she would not miss out on it, because she was in another company, a very well-known oils company, that has hit the $1 billion mark. They've done great things, but there's no room for growth. And in that company, she watched what happened to the people who got in at the right time. There is such a thing as getting in at the right time. There just is. So she saw what happened to those people who got in at the right time. They were, I'm not going to say the company name or the ranks, but they were at the top. Okay. They were at the top. They were rolling in it. And she was like, oh my gosh, she knew what she was capable of. And she knew that there wasn't any difference between her and them, except for timing, except for they got in sooner. So when she saw this compensation plan, these products, this timing, she was like, I have to do this. And y'all, she's a blue diamond now. She's making $90,000 a month. And again, I did not know Jenna Tomer before I started Q Sciences. Did not know her, but I had an Instagram friend who knew her. So think of all of your Instagram friends. It doesn't have to be an Instagram friend. It can be any friend, honestly. That's just like to show how close you are. But do you guys realize how close you are to finding someone like that? You don't even know it. And you won't know it until it happens. But that is why you have to stay consistent. I will always tell people, like, what are your top tips? I'm like, well, you always have to be excited and confident. Like that is going to translate into everything you do, everything you say, to everyone you talk to. They're going to feel it and they're not going to want to miss out on it. But even more important than that, you have to be consistent. Like you cannot binge your business, because you want to know what happens when you do that. If you show up every day, like on Instagram stories, let's just say, and then not again for like another week, your audience, because you guys know people are watching you. They're watching your every move. They're watching to see if this was a good choice or not. They're waiting to see if they can justify doing this with you. So if they see you show up for a week and then you don't show up for a week, you know what that did? That just lost you trust with them. One of the reasons I partnered with Francesca was because she was consistent. I watched her for 18 whole months and she was consistent. So for me as a leader, it told me that I could trust her. I could trust her to partner with her because I knew she wasn't going to ditch me. I knew she wasn't just going to bounce, or she wasn't just going to not show up because she didn't feel like it. So when you are consistent, it's so much more than just like growing your business for that day. It's building trust with the people that you want to recruit and with this group of people on here. When you are consistent, you're also building trust with your team. They will trust you in this business more. So consistency now, in my opinion, is the most important. When you binge your business and you go all over the place, you just might as well just not. You just don't. You don't have to show up all day, every day. That's not what I'm saying. Like we need to have a life, 5 F's, right? Have your priorities in order. But whatever you do, make sure you do a little bit of it every single day to build trust. I promise you can thank me later. I have seen so many people binge and it just makes me cringe. It makes me feel so sorry for their teams, the people that have already trusted them. They're like, what's going on? And the people that are watching. When you bring people on, it is a huge responsibility. When someone trusts you, when someone trusts me to partner with me, Alexi partnered with me. I do not take that lightly. I know about her family. I know her why. I know her goals. And for me to just not show up because I don't feel like it, that's like a slap in the face to her because she trusted me to partner with me. And that is a huge responsibility. So please take that responsibility and don't take it lightly. Make their business your business, because you both win. That's the way the comp plan's written. We all win. Um, Stay consistent. You never know when you're going to find Jenna. It could literally happen tomorrow. We don't know, but you don't know unless you're consistent. So, just remember, have a long-term vision. Do not compare yourself to anybody. Like, just don't. Just don't. Alexi, do you want to go into some of the questions?
Yes, that was awesome. That was like perfect. Thank you. I know that a lot of people, that's like exactly what they wanted to hear. And actually, you touched on some of the questions because a lot of our girls right now on this call are people who just joined in the last like 2 months. So they're just like jumping in. So the first question was, what does a typical workday look like for you, which obviously is going to look different than somebody just starting. So maybe tell us when you first started, like what your hours looked like, what you were putting in and what you were focusing on.
So my hours looked really different than probably yours will look, because in order to get to Black Diamond in 6 months, I worked what felt like 24/7. It was very unbalanced, but I had a conversation with my family. They were on board, they were supportive. And so for me, it was just head down all day, every day for a period of time. Now, that's not what you have to do. That's not what I'm telling you to do, but that's what I did. The main thing is the main thing, and that is that you need to expose as many people to this as you can. And you do that by following the system and inviting them to calls or sending them a recording, getting them connected, right? So a lot of times people will ask, how many reach outs did you do a day? I will not give you a number, because for me, it was as many as possible. When I started, I literally lost my voice. I like had a raspy, like no voice, because I was talking so much to so many people. So talk to as many people every day as you can. Make your goal to be in more conversations than you can even keep up with. And a lot of that goes back to your belief. You have to believe that you have gold in your hands. Like you're holding Bitcoin in 2014, right? If we would have invested in Bitcoin in 2014, we'd be like trillionaires, like living on a yacht. Okay. That is this. We have gold in our hands. And so for me, October of 2020, talking to people, this is crazy. I know. I had the same amount of confidence as me, Black Diamond Brittany has. There's been no difference. And it's because of my belief. I knew what was possible because I watched it with Francesca. I knew it. Like it was unshakable. You couldn't tell me otherwise. And then October 2020, I hadn't made a penny yet. I hadn't even hit builder yet. And I had the same confidence. So talk to as many people as you can, and you have to believe that, oh my gosh, they are so lucky I'm messaging them. Like you have to get it out of your head that you're bugging people. You're not bugging them. You are bringing them something that could literally change their life, like it's changed mine and so many of yours. So believe that they are so lucky that you're talking to them. Do not be convincing, just be confident, so confident in sharing what we have. And again, part of the system in recruiting, take yourself out of it. Talk about what I've done. Talk about what Alexi's done. Talk about what Brittany's done. They are amazing. Share their stories and just say, hey, you have to come meet her. Like she's done some amazing things. Like you just have to hear her story and then get her exposed on a call. That's all. Like that's literally all you have to do, as many times as possible.
Yeah, that was the next question, which you kind of touched on while you were talking, is like when you have someone that you really want them to do the business, what is the first thing you say when you're going into it, which you kind of highlighted, but and we all have scripts, but like when she went to Jenna Tomer, she just was like, hey, I want you to meet my friend Brittany Hitch. She wasn't like, I started this opportunity, I want you to check it out. Or like when you're going to someone that you really want to build with, like, what do you say?
So when Jackie went to Jenna, it was almost like, will you do me a favor kind of, so a few like buzzwords or like phrases to use is, I really, will you take a look at this? I want to get your eyes on this. Will you do me a favor? I would love your opinion. People love giving their opinions, especially if it's someone for the business. You can send them the comp plan video and say, hey, I would love to get you, like, this seems too good to be true to me. I would love to get your opinion on it. And then they'll be like, yeah, I'll give you my opinion. Like, what the heck? So when Jackie went to Jenna, it was just like, hey, I don't know if you're open to anything else, but you have to meet my friend Britt. This is what she's done. She shared a little bit of what I had done in the business in my first 6 weeks. And like you have to meet her, you have to hear her out, you have to hear her story. I'm going to send you the comp plan video because it's wild. Like, I think it's going to blow your mind. And in your wording, just check yourself for a second. Make sure you sound confident, but not like you're trying to convince someone or talk them into it, because that will make them run away. You just have to be so confident.
Okay. Advice for the shy stay-at-home mom introvert who has a really, really small network of people to work with.
So I am an introvert, very introverted, which is why, when we do in-person things, it's really outside of my comfort zone, but it's good. It's good to stretch yourself. There's a reason they call this personal development with a paycheck. Have you guys ever heard that? That's totally what it is. We get paid to grow and progress in our lives. So it is network marketing. Part of the job is to learn how to grow your network. You have to meet new people. You have to talk to new people. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it in real life, but that is part of the job description. So I would just say practice messaging people. You can practice voice messaging yourself, and then you can send it probably to Alexi or Brittany and have them listen to it. And they can help you tweak your message to make sure that you're coming across the way that you want to. So it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. It just is what it is. I feel uncomfortable all the time, but I can't imagine what my life would look like if I didn't push myself in those ways.
Yes. Yes. So much yes. Do you have a list schedule that you work from? Like, on the days that you barely have energy for life, what are your absolute non-negotiable business tasks to move the needle forward, especially when you don't have a team to pour into? So people who don't have any ambassadors, what should they be doing every day? Even if they just have an hour, like, what should they be focusing on?
So if you don't have a team, I would focus on building your influence and building your relationships with people. So I would research reels. I hate them. I hate them, but I understand that they are a necessary evil in the Instagram world. Okay. So I would research reels, save the ones you want to do and just do them. I'm trying to make myself do them, but I've seen what's happened to the people who are doing them. They're recruiting like crazy from them. So I would do reels. I would build relationships. I would just think of people and just message them, not about the business. Just say hi. When you add a value to people's lives, when you post and you are vulnerable, or you message someone, ask how their day is, you're building influence with them. So constantly do things to build relationships with people, which will build your influence and expand your network. So I feel like in the downtime, in the meantime, if you are constantly doing that every day, you're going to bring more people into your funnel.
I guess on top of that, how do you make a list of people to talk to without being salesy? I think what a big issue we have here is like people being afraid of being scammy, salesy, and pushing their friends away. And I think the biggest thing like that I say and that you've just reiterated is like, you're not being salesy. You're presenting an opportunity. Like, this opportunity could change anyone's life. And by you presenting it, you're not being salesy. They can tell you no, and you can walk away. But if you don't present it, you're like missing that opportunity.
I think that goes back to the belief thing. You have to really believe in what you're doing. And if you don't have like that unshakable belief that I was talking about, then you might feel like you're being salesy or scammy because your belief isn't there yet. So if it's not there yet, I want you to think of maybe why. For me, all it took was watching Fran. It took me watching the people that were partnering with her, what they were doing. And I just knew that this was different. And I knew that it was going to do the same for me and that I could help it do the same thing for other people. So I think it's a deeper issue than just the wording. Because when your belief is solid, it will come through in the way that you speak to people.
And this is similar for people who are making posts. How do I make posts about my experiences when I don't have any? I haven't been able to afford to try many products, and I have no ambassadors, and I haven't made any money. I feel like I'm always sharing everyone else's success, but my prospects want to see my success to respond.
Until you can have your own story with things, I would keep sharing other people's and then connecting potentials to those people. That is what honestly, it's what I did. I just connected people to Fran. I didn't, I think you guys know, I couldn't even afford to start the products. Francesca had to pay for me. That's how broke we were. And so I didn't have a story of the business or the products or anything. Literally, all I did was talk about her. I just talked about her and what she did. And you just have to meet her. I know it sounds redundant, but that's what I did. I just talked about her. And I was like, you have to come hear from her. She's going to share it tomorrow night. Come listen. But then also one other thing I would do is for your auto ship each month, switch out your products that like whatever you can afford and try things that you're going to feel a difference with right away. Like try some of the sprays because those are really affordable, and sleep spray is magic. I love the B12 spray. The other ones are great, but those two are my favorite. Get try like the sport, because the sport is something you can sample out to people. You can send it in the mail with a little card and you feel that energy right away and you can taste how good it is. Same thing with the greens or any of those like demonstrable products that you can taste and feel right away. Just kind of switch those out every month so that you can have new experiences with whatever's in your budget. And then you can also sample out to other people.
Okay, one more question. What special things do you do for your customers? Do you reach out every month? Do you do a newsletter? So this would be like customer sales.
I don't, but I think that's a great idea for the people who do. I know that Stacy does that, and I think that she has seen some great success from doing that. Just keeping people in the know, sending cards to thank people for their business and supporting your family. I think that that's a great special touch.
Okay, and then I have one question while you're here. For the people who do and are starting to build their downlines, what are the best things we can do to really help the one or two people? I mean, who should we be focusing on? Like as leaders, what should our focus be, and how, on top of enrolling all the time, what kind of focus should we be putting on our downlines and where?
Just helping the newest people hit Builder Pro and Executive. That is what it's all about. It is always, whenever you're in doubt, always take it back to the basics. Helping people hit Builder Pro and Executive is it. It's the thing. It's a thing to focus on. Make sure that you are sticking to the system. Make sure you are launching people. Do not skip the launch the launch part. I know that it can feel long and redundant, but that is something that makes this so special. We don't just ditch people high and dry when they join. We don't ghost them. We launch them. We give them the tools they need to succeed. Make sure you're doing Fab Fives, whatever you want to call it. I've been calling it a business launch because it's like launching their business. Make sure you're doing that with every single person. They need to feel like they are cared about by you and making their business your business. If they need help with messaging, get on a call and practice, role play with people, like practice the messaging part. Think of the things you want to say. Just really make sure that anyone you're bringing on, you're like holding their hand and helping them have success as if it were your own, because again, their success will turn into your success. So always make it about the newest person hitting those first 3 ranks.
Yeah. Thank you, Brittany. I so appreciate you coming out and chatting with us. That was awesome.
Welcome. You're so welcome. You guys are kicking butt. I'm like so blown away. And also, before I get off, 2 things. I hope you all know how important events are. I was so proud of Alexi for getting to convention because she came. She almost didn't come because there were so many things that happened last minute, but she knew that that meant she needed to get there even more. She came alone with Frankie, her little baby, and it was so worth it. Like she got to see so many things firsthand. And you guys, from there, her business is booming and she hit bronze and there's no slowing down. There is a direct correlation with people who get to events and then their business explodes. It's proven, it's science, basically. I want you guys to make convention a priority. If you are serious about growing this business and you're serious about equipping yourself with the tools you need to get a ticket to Ignite. It is around the corner. It is going to come so fast. So plan now. Get a hotel. You can squeeze 4 girls in a hotel room and split it 4 ways. You can do it really affordable, but I promise you want to be there. Like I promise you want to be there. It's going to be incredible. And if you're local, if you can, I'm doing that regional in Nashville in January. It's going to be amazing. Francesca Fields is coming, Brooke Lloyd, Brandon Stevens, Katie Williams. We have some great top leaders coming. Josie Waller will be there, Katie Myers, a bunch of different rubies. It's going to be huge. It's my first one in Nashville. I did one in California earlier this year, but if you guys can swing that as well, I would love to have you. But if you have to choose, come to Ignite. You need to come to convention, because guess what? I promise you want your team there. You want your team there to learn all these things, but you can't ask them to come if you don't have a ticket and if you're not going to come. So get your ticket, get your butt to convention, and you will not regret it. Jake will always tell people, if you do not feel like it was worth your time or money, I will refund you. It will be. It's amazing. It's incredible business training. Alexi can tell you all about it, but
yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
Intense.
So make sure you have your ticket. They're in the back office.
Can I just ask one more question? It's really quick, and I'm sure you're not going to be able to tell us anything, but is there like anything you can tell us about the Q Fit challenge happening coming up?
I can tell you that. Well, did you guys hear Jake say that the prize is going to start at 25 grand?
Yeah.
And it can go like up to 75 grand.
I know. That's why I wanted to, and they're launching like 2 new products, and it's apparently going to be like affordable to get into the challenge. So I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. All I know is I'm going to do it.
Are they launching it on Friday? Is that what I heard on Q News?
It's launching this month.
Okay.
It's launching very soon this month.
Oh, I thought they were going to talk about it on Friday. Okay.
So it's going to be so huge. Keep this in your back pocket. Think of anyone that you know that might have fitness goals, or like this might be something to bring them into Q and expose them to Q about, because this could be a huge recruiting tool for you guys going into the new year.
That's my goal. Okay. Everybody smile for a picture. Thank you. Now I can put it on my Instagram.
I can't hear you.
Your microphone sound never works.
No, my laptop never works. Everybody
put
the camera on for a picture.
Oh, it's.
I'm sick. I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
Get better, Blakey.
He was saying a bunch of us were just turning our camera on when he took the picture. That's what she's trying to say.
Oh, I have everybody except for the bottom row. Okay. Thank you, Brittany, for coming. We are so thankful you came. To all 31 of you who came out, holy cow, you guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up. Your dedication is inspiring. I love you guys. Thanks again, Brittany, and we will chat soon.
Good night, you guys.
Night.